So here I have something squared is equal to 16. To get rid of the square, I need to take a square root. So let's take a square root and a square root. And whenever you take square root of both sides, this and this cancel each other out. X minus 1 plus or minus root 16, which is 4. Now, this is different from before. Before, I just got x equals plus or minus. Now, this is different. I have an equation. So what I do is I say, okay, x minus 1 equals positive 4. X minus 1 equals negative 4. And now I need to solve each one of these. So plus 1, x equals 5. Plus 1, x equals negative 3. Okay, so those are my two answers, 5 and negative 3. Okay, let's do another one. This one here, I need to factor. Okay, now this is a special pattern, but what if you don't see the special pattern? Fine, let's just factor this. X, what two numbers multiply to 9 but add to 6? 3 and 3. Plus 3, plus 3. Do you see how now I have the same thing, x plus 3, x plus 3? I need to rewrite that like this. Now, I take a square root of both sides. X plus 3 is plus or minus the square root of 1, which is 1. And now I get two equations. X plus 3 equals 1. X plus 3 equals negative 1. Minus 3, minus 3. X equals negative 2. Minus 3, x equals negative 4. Okay? Questions? Questions? Okay. So now let's do this one. X minus 4, x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay, so let's factor. X. What two numbers add to positive 4 but multiply to negative 4? Yeah. Negative 2 and negative 2. So negative 2, negative 2. But look, I need to write this like this. Okay? So now what do I do? What do I do? First, I need to take a square root. And now I have x minus 2 equals plus or minus root 5. Okay, always plus or minus. So now, okay, wait, before we do that. In this case, I have a root 5. Can I simplify the root 5? No. The root 5 will not go away. This is the first time that happened. In all the problems before, when I took a root, the root went away. This is the first time that it didn't go away. So I can't do anything about it. I don't separate. Instead, here, I do plus 2, and I get x equals 2 plus or minus root 5. Okay? Okay. So now, let's take a look at these equations. Look at this equation. I could have known from the start that I could factor it like this, right? Because remember we learned about perfect square trinomials? If this is a perfect square, if this is a perfect square, I can just factor like this. Take a square root, plus in the middle. Okay? So the reason why this worked out the way it did is because of the type of polynomial it is. It's the type of trinomial it is. So now, guess what? This is called a perfect square trinomial. Now, I can take any trinomial and I can change it and make it into one of these so I can factor them this way. This process is called completing the square. And that's one full term, completing the square. This is how I want you to remember this, completing the square. It's like it's a term on its own, completing the square. So here's how we complete the square. Remember how there is A, B, and C? Okay, this centers around the B. So here's what you do. You take the B and you find half of the B. Okay? Then you square that result. Then you add it to the original. Okay, let's just see what I mean. Look at this one. I have x squared minus 22x plus c. I want to put a special number for c so I'm able to factor it in the way I did before. So the way I do that is this. What's b here? Not 1. Negative 22. So step 1, I take half of negative 22. What do I get? Negative 11. Step 2, I square the result. So I get positive 121. Step 3, I add it to this. And now I have a perfect square trinomial. Okay. So let's do one more. That's my b. How much is b? 24. Okay, so step 1, I take half of b. How much? 12. Step 2, I square that number. What do I get? Right. Step 3, I now add it, x squared plus 24x plus 144. Okay? You will see. We'll do one. Okay, let's do another one. Go ahead and do C. You're on for C, but don't do D. Just do C. Okay? So the more efficient way, right? We don't have to write step 1, step 2, step 3 all the time because this is only going to be step 1 of like many other steps afterwards. So we can do a lot of it mentally. I know that B is negative 18. So I take negative 18 and I divide it by 2. I get negative 9. Okay, and then I square that, right? I square negative 9, so I get 81. So x squared minus 18x plus 81. So now let's do this one. 14. 14 divided by 2 is what? 7 squared is 49. So x squared plus 14x plus 49. Now, let's do this one. B is 9. This is the odd number that we were talking about. 9 divided by 2, right? You always take the number and divide it by 2. Now, does 9 divide by 2 evenly? It doesn't. So we leave it as 9 over 2. You do not change it to a decimal because now I'm going to square it. When I square this, what do I get? 81 over 4. So it's going to be x squared plus 9x plus 81 over 4. Okay, this one's even more involved. How much is b? Negative 3 over 2. And I want to take half of that. So half of negative 3 over 2 is negative 3 over 4. Now what I do is I take negative 3 over 4 and I square it. So I get 9 over 16. X squared minus 3 over 2x plus 9 over 16. You all need to be writing this down. Okay. Now, this is one step. So, what we did right now is one step. What we were doing before is one step. Now we're going to take all of these and put them together into one process. So here we're going to do solving quadratic equations by completing the square. So on the test, if I tell you, you need to solve these by completing the square, this is how I need you to do them, okay? All right, so let's go. Okay. The first thing we want to do is we want to write the equation in the form of this. So we want to move all the constants to the other side. Right. So first, let's take any constants to the other side. Okay? Here, the constant is 5. So I do minus 5, minus 5. So I get x squared plus 6x is negative 5. And I purposely left a little bit of a space there. We'll see what's going to happen there. Now, I want to find the number that goes there. So the way I do this is I do this. X squared plus 6x plus a number equals negative 5 plus a number. Okay. Now I need to figure out what number goes there. So I take the b, the 6, I take half of it, and then I square it. So this is going to be 6 divided by 2, 3 squared. What am I going to get? 9. So I put plus 9, plus 9. This is an equation. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do it to the other side. So first, I took the negative 5 over to the other side. Then I do plus a number, plus a number. What number goes there? The 9. Now, because I did this, now I can factor this polynomial. So I'm going to get x. What two numbers multiply to 9 and add to 6? Plus 3 is equal to 4, because negative 5 plus 9 is 4. Okay, now look at what I have. This is really x plus 3 squared is equal to 4. Guess what I'm going to do now? Take the square root of both sides, right? So here's what I have. I take a square root. Here, the root and the square cancel, go away. So I have x plus 3 is equal to what? Plus or minus 2. Plus or minus the square root of 2. Since the square root went away, I was able to simplify. Now I separate it into two equations. X plus 3 equals 2. X plus 3 equals negative 2. Minus 3, x equals negative 1. X equals negative 5. Here we go. Okay, so do you see how many steps this process is? Okay, so on the test, you might have 3 of these, 4 of these, and you have to do them super quickly. So let's do it. Okay. All right, make sure you write down everything step by step. This is how it's going to look. Okay, so first, move the negative 4 to the other side. Plus 4, plus 4. Look at what I do. X squared minus 8x plus a number equals 4 plus a number. Okay? Everybody okay with this? Now we need to decide what number goes there. B is negative 8 divided by 2 squared. So that's negative 4 squared. How much is it? Positive 16. Okay. Now, let's factor this. X, what two numbers multiply to 16 and add to negative 8? Negative 4 and negative 4 equals 20. So x minus 4 squared is 20. Now, take a square root. X minus 4 equals what?
5 equals 4.
What do I put here?
Negative 5.
Plus, first plus or minus root 20. Does root 20 simplify? No. So I'm just going to leave it as root 20 because it's not a perfect square. And because the square root didn't go away, all I do now is add 4. So x is 4 plus or minus root 20. Okay? Okay. Now, can we talk about this for a minute? Look at this. I had x squared minus 8x plus 16. It's possible that you can recognize that that is a perfect square trinomial. And you can just factor it straight to the squared form. So for example, I say, okay, the square root of x squared, x. The square root of 16, 4. There is a minus. I put a minus and square. So I could do it immediately. Let's do that for the next one. Okay. First, take the 3 over to the other side. So a squared minus 14a plus a number negative 13 plus a number. Let's come up with that number. Negative 14 over 2 squared. What's negative 14 over 2? Negative 7. Squared, 49. So look, I know this is going to factor as something squared because this is completing the square. They're all going to factor in the same way. So here's what I do. Take the square root of the first one. Take the square root of the last one. Are there any negatives here? Yes, the negative 14. So I put a negative here and look, I factored. Okay, that's the quick way of doing it. Okay? So here, 49 minus 13 is 36. Take a square root. A minus 7 equals what?
6.
Just 6?
It's
Plus or minus 6. So A is, so now I add 7. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to add 7. A minus 7 equals positive 6. A minus 7 equals negative 6. Add 7. A equals 13. A equals 1. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. Okay, so now you're going to do C on your own. Just see and then stop. Okay? Go. On your mark, get set, go. So what am I going to do first? Add 11. So I get x squared plus 10x equals 11. But I'm going to do plus a number, plus a number. And some of you had put this plus dash, but some of you hadn't. It's very important that you do, because then you know where to put the new number. What is the new number? 10 over 2 squared, 25. So now I know, because I'm doing completing the square, this is going to factor as a square. Take the square root of the first one. Take the square root of the last one. Are there any pluses? Are there any minuses here? No, so I put a plus there. 11 plus 25 gives me 36. Take a square root. On the left side, what do I get? X plus 5. Jacob, what do I get on the next side? On the right? Is it plus or minus 6? So now I'm going to say x plus 5 equals 6. X plus 5 equals negative 6. Subtract 5, x equals 1. Subtract 5, negative 11. Okay. Now, the next one has an odd number, a 7 for B. So let's see how that works. Plus 2 plus 2. W squared plus 7w equals 2. Plus a number, plus a number. Okay. B is 7 divided by 2. Does it divide evenly? No. So I square. What do I get?
49.
Over 4. 49 over 4. 49 over 4. So now, look, it's even more important that we do the shortcut here. Okay? It's always, because this is completing the square, it's going to factor as a square. So, what's the square root of the first one? W. What's the square root of the last one in black? 7 over 2. Any minuses here? No. So I put a plus here. Now, here, right, let's work on our scratch paper. 2 plus 49 over 4. 2 is 8 over 4 plus 49 over 4. 57 over 4. So 2 over 1. I need to multiply top and bottom by 4. So I get 8 over 4. Now, take a square root. W plus 7 over 2 plus or minus root 57 over 4. Okay, the root didn't go away, so I'm just going to subtract 7 over 2. Oh, yes, sorry, I got excited and I'm going fast. Okay, and there we have it. For this one is a little bit different because I don't need to take anything over to the other side. Somebody already did that for me. So I can just go straight to plus a number, plus a number. So here we go. X squared plus 8x plus a number equals negative 1 plus a number. Okay. What number are we going to put there? 16 sounds good to me. Okay, can we factor this right off the bat? What goes in this parenthesis? X. What else? X plus 4. Positive 50. Square root, x plus 4 plus or minus root 15. Let me tell you, about 70% of people forget the plus or minus. Okay? So now the root didn't go away. So I just subtract 4. And I have this. Okay? This one, we need to do equals 0 for this one. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Go. All right, let's do it. I got is this 3 plus or minus root 6, right? 3 plus or minus root 6. So now, when you're doing the homework, which is from the book, you have to have this in front of you, and you literally have to mimic step by step by step by step. Now, when I'm walking around, you know what I'm noticing? Some people are not putting the square root, right? Some people are not putting the square root. And so what is happening is people are just saying x plus 3 equals 6. No. You have to put the square root so you know it's root 6. Yeah.
Isn't the 9 negative though?
No, because negative 6 over 2 is negative 3. And then whenever you square anything, you get positive. Listen, in completing the square, this number, the plus, it's always going to be plus. Because it's a square. It's a square. Okay? Okay. Huh?
I got negative 3 instead of positive. I did negative 6, I went 2, and then I squared it to negative 3 and square, so I got 9. So
yes. Negative 6 over 2.
You got x minus. I was confused how you got that.
So whatever, if you have a minus here, if you have a minus here, you have to have a minus here. Okay. All right. So